Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Happy June. Today I thought I would share my creative goals for the month. I have a lot of projects that I want to get done and a few of them I really need to get done. I don't usually have deadlines since I work for myself, but as I get into everything that I need to or want to do, I'll explain why some things feel a little bit more high pressure than others. I made a pretty big list. Maybe I'll get into all of these, but we'll see. So it's June. I'm pretty excited. This week, actually today, it feels like it's finally becoming warm again. It was a bit of a true spring this year where we had some really nice days. We had a bit of rain. We actually had a ton of rain last week, but then it got very cold the end of May here in Philadelphia. It feels like we're about to really step into the summer months where it gets quite hot over here. I needed to make this list for myself to organize my thoughts. It's helpful for me to make a little goals list each month. Let's get into what I need to do and want to do creatively this month. And I'll share some inspiration pictures too when I talk about all my ideas. And for some of the projects, I already started them so I can show you the progress that I have so far for those pieces. So I'm filming this on June 2nd. On the 21st of June, Lewis and I have a wedding that we are both a part of. I'm bridesmaid. Lewis is the best man for their brother Aiden, who is getting married to one of my old friends, Hope. They were together before we got together, so Hope was actually a bit of a matchmaker for Lewis and I, but now they're getting married, which is very exciting. Lewis and I both get a little bit of anxiety around really big social events, even though it's also super exciting and we can't wait. We do both kind of have to manage our anxiety levels because it is going to be a pretty big weekend of socializing multiple days in a row, and I need to be prepared personally. I also did decide to make my bridesmaid's dress. It's kind of a loose prompt for what we have to wear. Everyone's going to be in a different color actually. My assignment is purple and I ordered some fabric. I'm hoping that it'll come today, and I might film a video for making my bridesmaid's dress if that doesn't seem too daunting, but I feel like that'd be a really fun YouTube video. I ordered a pale violet or like a medium violet color linen. Seems like a nice quality linen where it seems a bit like stiffer than other linens. And then also the general aesthetic, I guess, is Wes Anderson inspired, but Hope also told me like 1960s is a good approach to the style. So I have some dress patterns that I'm thinking about using because I have a ton of vintage patterns, but I'm torn between which one I should do. I picked linen fabric because the wedding is going to be on June 21st and I assume it's going to be very hot. It's going to be in New Jersey, and I was looking at vintage dresses on Etsy and online and stuff, and especially for purple, things tend to be in velvet or polyester, of course, from like the 60s and 70s. So that is another reason why I thought I would just make something. And I think I spent like $90 on the fabric, but I got way more yardage than I needed, so I'll probably be able to make something else out of the leftover fabric. So that's like a big one. I need to do that so that I don't stress about not having a dress yet. I'm also thinking a very classic 1960s formal dress style, which is like a bit of a halter cut, but the neckline is a bit bedazzled or like bejeweled with beads and stuff. And that won't be too strenuous for me to like manage as far as embellishing goes with like a simple silhouette. But I'm thinking like not all the way floor length, maybe something to the ankles or a little bit above so that I could have a really cute pair of shoes and show those off. I'm trying to source cute shoes off of ThredUp, but that's a bit challenging for me too because I have like a bit of a weird sized foot where I think my true size is like a 10.5, but sometimes I'll wear size 10 shoes, sometimes I'll wear size 11 shoes, but sometimes a 10 will be way too small and 11 will be way too big. It's a little tough for me to buy secondhand shoes, and I have resigned myself to, if I buy a new pair of shoes, just buy something I really like, invest in a nice piece and wear it a lot. So we'll see about that. I have some ideas for shoes. I would really love a pair of silver low-heeled Mary Jane or like strappy kind of shoes, square toe, something like that. But yeah, that's the first thing. I need to make my bridesmaid's dress. Also for the wedding, I was asked to make a sampler for Hope and Aiden as their wedding gift, which is ideal for me because I like making gifts for people when they get married. One, it saves me money, but also it's just more personal and special. I have the skill of being an embroidery artist, and that's kind of what I'm known for, so I really do like making people who are in my life a special piece, and it's even better when I get a little bit of guidance. So I know Hope really well, but she did specify that she'd love a wedding sampler, so that's like a great guideline for me. Beyond that, I could do what I want. I actually can show you how it's looking so far because I drew it out yesterday out of panic that I hadn't started it yet. If you can see, right now it's just kind of like outlined drawings, and I started with some of the flowers, but it's just gonna say Hope and Aiden married June 21st, 2025, and then I'll have some flowers, butterflies. These are gonna be like little ferns. I put suns because they're getting married on the summer solstice, some birds, and some more flowers that I need to fill in. And then Lewis is going to make a really beautiful custom frame for the piece once it's done. So it's good that I like drew it out, because even though I'm not done yet, Lewis can get started on the frame just knowing the general size that it's gonna be. So those two things are very big for this month. I need to be diligent with myself, making progress with them, and just also so that I don't get super stressed out, because weddings kind of stress me out already. So I just want to make sure I'm like prepared and feeling good. I need to like practice doing my hair because I also am not used to putting too much effort into my hair and makeup. And like, I like my haircut and I kind of feel like it's fine. Normally I just like wear my hair plain, but I want to have some styles up my sleeve just in case I'm having a bad hair day. I want to be able to have something to do with my hair. So I want to practice using the curling iron because I have one of those, I just don't really use it, and doing some kind of like wavy look, or maybe some 1960s inspired like half up, half down looks, or even just like a bun or something. But I need to practice makeup too and actually like get some makeup besides like a really old mascara. We'll see how that goes, but those are two big things for me that I need to work on. Other than that, everything else is more like my creative desires that I want to do. Nothing else I really have like a proper deadline on, but there are some pieces that I want to get done by certain dates. For example, the next thing on my list is a strawberry moon piece. There's going to be a full moon on June 11th, and it's the strawberry moon. I actually started embroidering this piece. The strawberries are kind of being covered by the hoop right now. Here, I'll take it out of the hoop. I love making full moon inspired pieces. I've done it a lot throughout the years, and whenever I kind of feel like coming back to a bit of a spiritual practice or incorporating ritual into my work and creative life, a good way to do that is to pay attention to the full moons and try to be intentional about making themed pieces. This is going to be a little strawberry moon piece, and I'm almost done with it. I'm filling in these butterflies a kind of rosy pinkish purple color, and then I'm saving the moon to do a beaded moon tutorial, possibly for YouTube. I thought that might be fun to share my process for that, since I'm always making beaded moons and beaded suns. So I want to get this done before the 11th. I did have a chrome frame that I was thinking this could fit into, but I'm not 100% sure that I want to do that. So I might have to figure out a different way to finish this. Maybe I'll just put it in a hoop if I have a good size. We'll see. So that's that. Another spiritual day would be the actual summer solstice, which is the day of the wedding. So I wanted to also make a piece for the summer solstice, and I have a piece that I started a couple years ago and just haven't been working on. It's just been sitting in a pile, and then we moved. I didn't work on it last year at all. It's just been sitting around. So I do want to, if I can and if I have time, I want to finish this. It's kind of big. Flames surrounding a sun. You can see I drew the face in orange and then I redrew it in blue because I didn't like the placement. Sometimes I do that. There's like sunflowers drawn and little snakes, and also a butterfly. It's very hard to see the drawings. I apologize because I drew it in orange on this like gold fabric, but I started doing the sun rays in a metallic gold thread. I want to bead the face and then, yeah, just finish the rest of this piece. I don't know if I'm gonna get this done because that's pretty ambitious considering all the wedding stuff too. But if I do, that would be awesome. That'd be really cool. Because yeah, this has been sitting around for a couple years and it feels really good to finish a project that has been lingering. Besides that big piece, if I have time, I'll also just generally throughout the month of June try to incorporate suns and sunflowers into little pieces that I make, because even though these are a lot of projects, I do still kind of have to manage my Etsy shop so that I have income coming in. Thematically, I want to be thinking about the sun, sunflowers, and nature, maybe some trees, maybe some snakes, definitely butterflies. Something about June just makes me want to make work about butterflies. And the tarot also, definitely I'm thinking about that. Maybe also if I have time for a YouTube tutorial, I want to show my process for doing another like sun shirt, because I've done a ton of sun pieces on clothing throughout the years. You let me know if that's interesting. Another project I started that I don't think I'm going to finish in June, but maybe at the end of June, after the wedding, maybe I will wrap up my strength gloves, which is a part of a series I've been doing, which is making gloves inspired by tarot cards, specifically the major arcana cards. I last did the Chariot inspired gloves, so now I'm on strength, and I did start them, but they haven't really been a priority. I love doing my glove projects. I've been holding on to them, so they're not really something that generates income. They're more so just like a creative fulfillment project. But I have to be mindful of how much time I give myself to doing projects that I know are going to generate income and projects that are more so just like personal fulfillment projects. I think I can show you what I've got so far. It's just a bit of like literally a little flower here and there. These would be the cuffs of the gloves, and then the rest is just drawings. Oh, I did do the thumbs. They have little flowers on them. Those are going to be my strength gloves. And I do actually want there to be like a written aspect to them. So I kind of want to work on some poetry inspired by the strength, or like mantra type quotes. But yeah, that maybe will have to come after the wedding. Another idea I've had that I want to embark on is that I want to make outfits, like costumes, based on characters that are in the tarot cards. This is just like a self-indulgent thing that I've recently have wanted to do. I'm thinking of the Renaissance Fair coming up at the end of summer into the early fall, which my sister and I love to make costumes for, and I feel like making tarot inspired costumes would align perfectly with the Renaissance Fair, as well as just my love of the tarot and love of making clothing. I'm starting with the Fool. When I ordered fabric for the bridesmaid's dress, I also got some fabric to make a fool's dress. I got them from Mood, actually. I don't usually buy fabric new. I usually try my best to source everything I use secondhand, so I'll go on like eBay and I'll just go to thrift stores or like Etsy maybe. But because I was already buying fabric for the wedding, I was like, I want my fool's dress to be perfect. And I found a pretty cool fabric. It's like a floral print linen, but I want to do beading over it. I also want to make a lot of props to go with the Fool outfit. I want to make a Fool bindle, which is like the bag that the Fool carries on a stick. And I feel like all of this could be really fun for YouTube specifically, especially since there's such like a costume scene on YouTube. I want to be part of that, but in my own weird way, where I'm making costumes for tarot card characters, not really like characters in movies. So that's on my list. And I want to make a beaded white rose, like the rose that they carry. I'm also thinking about, I guess, like dogs as subject matter, little dogs, because there's a dog on the Fool card. If I make more small pieces, maybe I'll make some little dogs, just because I'm like in the realm of the Fool card right now. And I'm also in the realm of the strength card, but the Fool is like always a part of all of the cards. So that's what I'm thinking of. And maybe if it comes out cool, I'll wear it to the Renaissance Fair, or one of my friends can wear it to the Renaissance Fair and I can make the next costume, which is like the magician costume. I'll see how long it takes me. Oh, another thing on my list is if I have time, which I don't know, I'm just like always, I'm overly ambitious with all of this stuff, but I wrote down that if I have time, also make myself a little matching bag to bring to the wedding out of more of the purple fabric, possibly like a little beaded bag. So that's on my list. I have my bead loon project, which I feel like I've shown a few times on my channel, me either working on it or it having been started. I'm making progress with it. It does go quite slow, but if I finish it and I think it looks cool enough to make prints, I'm definitely going to try to do that. I also wrote down that I want to work on making postcards and business cards. I had someone ask me if I could make business cards. That's kind of on my list too, and just generally it'd be cute for when I ship stuff out to have an extra little postcard or business card included with the order. I don't put too much of an effort in my shipping, like how my shipping presentation is, because I just like want to be as resourceful as I can and not like waste materials and also not spend too much money. But it would be cool if I put a little bit more effort into that. That's like generally what I'm thinking for this month. Those are the more important things. And if for some reason I managed to get everything done early and have more time, other themes that I wrote down would be more small bead houses. I'm still working on a beaded house hoop that I've shared on the channel. That's kind of like put to the side, but if I can get a little bit more of that done, that'd be cool. But also just like the theme of a beaded house, I want to make more in smaller scales, little pieces, parrots, just flowers generally. I'm always making floral work. Butterflies I wrote down. Crabs in preparation for Cancer season. Right now we're in Gemini season, but Cancer season is coming up, so I like to do some themed pieces for whatever zodiac sign is having their moment. I still want to make a Two of Pentacles piece because I picked that card the other day and made a note to myself to make a Two of Pentacles piece. I'm going to have to also be practicing oil painting a bit more because my class is pretty much ended. By the time I share this video, I will be done with my oil painting class that I've been taking basically this whole year. I've been taking different classes with the same teacher. He takes off for the summer, so I'm not going to be taking a painting class, but I do really want to hold myself accountable to practice a painting a week at the least, because I think I'll probably lose a lot of the skills that I've learned if I don't practice. So that's on my list of goals. I'd love to make a video about that too, about like method that I've been being taught. That's kind of it. It's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be super busy, I think. Luckily, I'm really good at hyper focusing, but June is definitely kind of like a little bit stressful already, but it's like the good kind that's exciting, and I hope I can get most of the stuff done that I want to do. After the wedding, we pretty much don't have plans for the rest of the summer, so it's gonna feel really relaxing, and we're gonna have to think of some fun trips to take or like adventures to do locally. I hope you liked this video. Maybe it's a little chaotic, but I just needed to go over my list, so I thought why not share it with you guys. I hope you're having a nice start to June and a good week, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.